Alright, what's up guys? We're ready, starting up already with the ESDL match between Team A, they haven't given us a name, and JFK Didn't Ward. Already we're hopping bits and bands and we're seeing a Kaisa. By the way, I'm your caster, a Red Crayon. How are y'all doing? Already banning two ADCs, Kaisa and Ezreal, both very strong, very safe pits. Kaisa has the better late game, Ezreal has a very powerful mid game, but he actually does steal pretty well into late with all the item changes that have happened over the last season and a half. Let's see what they ban next. We're already seeing that they don't want you to be able to pit save age Ares. Good choices. I mean, I don't want to play against save age A. I don't want to play against someone who can one-shot me. Morgana, again, another safety net that's being banned away. Also a pit champion being banned away. We're seeing interesting bans. I want to see how this will affect their comps being made. Ooh, the Blitz being banned. Okay. Now that's just something you don't see very often. Ooh, and the brand being banned. Okay, now Band's a powerful pit. He can be flex mid, he can be flex support, he can even go top and jungle. I wouldn't recommend ADC, unless you want to be the APC. Let's see what they retaliate with. The Cassidon, okay. I think that might be a target ban towards the enemy mid laner. Not sure, I didn't really have time to check the stats, but Cassidon's not something that you see banned very often. And the Rakan coming out. Are we gonna be seeing a Rakan Xayah, or this just gonna be a Rakan? They have the chance to pitch Xayah away if they play Xayah themselves. Guarantee that you don't have that powerhouse down bottom. And they've chosen not to go for it. They instead decided to pitch in their own bands. Wukong top and Jets ADC. Or not ADC, Jungle. These guys should be flexed in either role too. I don't see why you wouldn't just pick them in the category already, but they could do it. Wukong is not a bad jungler, and Jets is a pretty standard top laner. Heimerdinger. Okay. Now that's a champion I didn't expect to see. Ever. I can't really say much on him. If you know how to play him, he's actually extremely powerful and has so much zoning pressure. Ooh, and we're already seeing the Xayah. The JFK didn't ward. I assume this. I believe that's correct. Shoot. Either way, they didn't pit Xayah for themselves and they didn't ban it out. So Rakan and Xayah are actually going over to the side of Team A. As we go into the second pitch of ban phase, they pitted Orianna, another zoning control mage. Handles Heimerdinger pretty well. Well, Heimerdinger can be flexed into the top lane as well. Ooh, the Darius ban coming out. Okay. So they're relying on the fact that Heimerdinger is in fact the mid, which is the safe pitch, but you just never know. Because Heimerdinger can go pretty much wherever he wants. He's been support, he's been ADC, he's been mid, he's been top. You don't see him in the jungle, and for good reason. Now, who are they to target ban here? The Yumi. Okay. Both the ADC and support are the only ones left, so you want to ban out those champions. You've basically already targeted them entirely with all your previous bans, so why not keep going? Ooh, the Mundo ban coming out. Okay. Mundo is actually a really good pick into that comp. They don't really have a lot of ways to deal with Mundo. Orianna's burst doesn't really work against Mundo very well. Jats actually is pretty good pick into Mundo, but in the long run, it's just better to get rid of him because he could become a big problem for that team. And the Nico, okay, is this gonna be a Nico ADC? I've actually haven't seen it. I know people have been playing it a lot, especially in Korea and high elos, but you don't see it very often. It kind of became very popular and then died down very quickly. And we're seeing the Fizz come out, so Heimerdinger might actually be the top laner. Though then in Fizz can also flex top. I'm really liking this team because there's so many flex pits. Okay, we have the Twitch coming out. Is that gonna be the jungle? I assume so. Now this coming out as support. What are these teams? Hey, Heimerdinger is top. Twitch is jungle. Okay, with mid lane Fizz. That's about what I expected, except for the Twitch jungle. And it is, in fact, a Nico ADC. Nico is actually, upon thinking about it a little bit harder, Nico ADC is actually pretty good pick into Rakan and Zaya. Rakan goes in, and they try and burst her down. All she has to do is press R. If she did it oftentimes, she gets that shield, and she gets a guaranteed a huge amount of damage, almost pretty much instantly onto Rakan. Meanwhile, Nahus just goes on to Zaya and keeps her locked down. I'm gonna be interested to see how these lanes go out. I'm especially interested in the matchup between Twitch and Jats because Jats wins that all day as long as he has Flash. Once they reach late game, level 18, 4 to 6 items somewhere in between there, it really comes down to whether or not Jats has Flash or not. Because at Matt's range, Twitch can poke him out. All just depends on how aggressive he is. If he gets too close to Jats, then Jats just kills him with no issue. Go ahead and post these links up. All right. Moving on, looking at the Fizz versus Orianna matchup, Fizz got changed a little bit recently. His passive got changed around so that instead of just all that damage, it blots all damage a little bit, which was a little bit of a buff, but they lowered the actual blocking amount. Well, that's not necessarily true. They actually increased the base amount, but it's harder to scale than it was. It relies on an AP ratio to scale up. By the way, Orianna is actually a pretty good pick into Fizz. Once he hits Sitch, he has a lot of ways to honor and kill her, but if she times her ult precisely, she can actually interrupt his Q. All depends on that's purely a skill matchup between the two, and I'm interested to see how that works out. I feel bad for Wukong having to go into a Heimerdinger. He has his ways to deal with Heimer, but it's just so obnoxious. A melee into Heimer is just always obnoxious, and Twitch won't. Well, Jazz won't be able to help that much. Not into that. They have a lot of ways to lock them down, but it's just not gonna be enough. Heimerdinger is so obnoxious into melees. The fact that Jets is also melee means it's gonna be so difficult for him to go into it. Team A has a very hyper carry heavy team. I mean, Fizz will just one shot anybody past a certain point. Twitch is just gonna scale out of control. Xayah scales out of control, especially with Rakan as her support. She's gonna have so much extra power. But oh lord, I just feel bad for this top laner. Looking at the runes, pretty standard setups. I mean, it's lethal tempo jets is certainly something. Might be really hoping. I think he really wants to hope to counter the late game for Twitch. It allows him to like do a little bit easier. But I'm really concerned. I mean, Nito's running electrocute. I don't know if she's want to go AP carry or AD carry this game, or on hit, I should say. Oh, now that we have control of the camera, blue team is moving in synchronicity. They're walking up. Are they hoping for an invade or just hoping to catch an invade? Nalus and Nito are walking into this tri-bush. Jazz is starting retro. They might be looking to cheese Zion and Rakan as he walked to lane. Looks like everyone's decided.
Kiss me, honey. Why now? Give them a pretty last image.
Now I feel targeted. I feel anger right now, asking if we're being casted when I was literally in lobby talking to y'all. That's hurtful, man. I'm hurt. Nito really looked like they're going for this cheese. Oh yeah, here we go. That's gonna happen. Walked into the bush. Who gets the root? But Twitch is walking in. This looks like if Nalus doesn't flash here, oh, it's not gonna be enough. He's still gonna fall to this. Twitch just that first blood. Lots of flashes coming out, lots of ignites coming out, and he's going for the cheese onto Nico as well. That's over half her HP gone instantly. Yep. I do believe the cheese was the correct strat into anything that wasn't Twitch. Because let me tell you the strategy of Twitch Jungle. Get red, go bot. Go bot or mid instantly. Ooh, Twitch is walking into the Jets. Jets does not have his... What is it? His Leap Strike, though. Twitch manages to get the blue, but he's... Does he get the Jats as well? Ooh, no, Rakan gets the Jats. This very quickly turned around into the favor of... Ooh, Team A coming out ahead, getting 2 kills. Okay, this is looking really, really bad for Team B right now. Ooh, looks like... Okay, well, there you go. Wukong and Orianna decided to switch lanes, and Wukong went mid. Orianna top. That's honestly the best decision, because, like we were saying earlier, a melee into Heimerdinger is a horrible matchup. But melee into melee, that's perfectly in the realm of Wukong. That's exactly what he wants. This Twitch is getting so far ahead. He's actually kill and 2 assists up on Jet, and even CS. Ooh, Nito forced the flash to stay alive there. Great knock-up coming out from Rakan. Perfectly aimed. Status hasn't gone up top. I think bot and mid are the lanes to watch right now. It's gonna be non-stop fighting. Jazz is coming around on the side. He's looking for this Fizz, but Fizz does have his E. Yep, there he goes. Really hard to danger Fizz. Ooh, the feather poke. See, this is not gonna have too much coming out of it for most of the lane. It's just gonna be how many are endlessly pushing until Orianna has her mana items allow her to actually outpush the turrets and destroy them. That's just the matchup between two zoning mages. Alice is roaming up. I don't really know what they're looking for. I mean, Fizz is under tower and well, he found Twitch. He knows where they are. So far, this is not looking good. Twitch is already mid, doing a lot of damage. Got baited by clone ability. If Fizz had landed that E down on top of Wukong and ignited, that would have been a kill. With Twitchy. Ooh, that was a lot of damage coming out onto Xayah from just the Pop Blossom. Pop Blossom up in the ult. By the way, Xayah Q just doing so much damage. It looked like a little bit less than it actually was, because Rakan popped his E and the Guardian on top of Xayah and still went through most of it. Right now, just average trading. This Twitch is running all over the map. He's looking to get ganked off down bot. Stealthing in, walking in. Oh, they got baited in. They went in. And this is going to be a lot of damage. This is going to be a dead Nico. Nautilus got the return kill on Xayah, though. Xayah walked up a little too far. She didn't have her ult yet. Now, this Twitch just has so much pressure right now. Doesn't even have damage items other than 2 daggers, and he's still doing ridiculous damage. Nautilus and Wukong are looking for Twitch and Rakan, though. Ooh, Wukong stealths in. He has his ult. He's decisive though. Q's the Rakan, ults onto the Twitch, but does get the kill. But not before Nautilus gets the killed by the Twitch. Ooh. Nice flash coming out from Wukong. Dodging the fizzle. That's a free triple kill done over the side of Wukong. That's honestly, this is if you want a team B to come back into this is how. Wukong becomes a massive teamfight presence as the game goes on. If he gets onto your backline and just ults, they're most likely dead. Yep, just Top lane being top lane. Being an island, pushing each other in. Or, I should say, I'm reading pushing in. Ooh, nice job, Orianna ulting, keeping the Hymenator inside the fight, allowing Jats to get the sun off. Well, bot Zai gets double kill due to a Twitch gank. This is spiraling out of control. I will say Wukong does have the best chance of taking down Zaya on Twitch, but Zai can just ult whenever Wukong ease onto her. Both A carries being super fed is not what you want to see, though. Wukong's coming in, looking for the Zaya. I don't think he's at dinner, though. No. He doesn't have Flash, doesn't have Ignite. Even if he got on top of her, I don't think there'd be much coming out of it. Nico has opted to go AP this game, not going for the on-hit build. So they're not going to have consistent damage outside of Jats. They're going to have a lot of burst, though. Lots of burst and zone control. Their team fight is honestly extremely massive. Wukong, Orianna, Nautilus, Nico, just so much. Jets wants this Cloud Drake. You definitely don't want Twitch to have it. Twitch is top lane, so this is a great time to get it. Nico did away after being ignited, taking most of her HP, but not gonna be enough. This is one thing that Jats is gonna always have over Twitch, is objective control. Twitch can't do Dragons, Rift Herald, all that near as easily as Jats can. Not without his team around him. Ooh, the hook landing onto Rakan. So much damage coming out. Ooh, Nico goes for the ult. Roots down Zaya. Nautilus follows up with the ult. Rakan with his own, but unfortunately, Rakan's the one dying in this. Ooh, heal coming out, keeping... Never mind. Not keeping Nautilus alive. Zaya Q barely reaching and taking him out. See, that's the scary thing about this bot lane on both sides. Zaya has ridiculous damage and Rakan has engaged, but the lockdown from a Nautilus Nico is absolutely insane. Ooh, canceling the Q, making it go into a minion using that E. Rakan showing his face mid, just putting some pressure down. He has Moby Boots, so he can go wherever he wants at this point. Now Twitch is running mid. Looking to get a little bit of pressure down on the Wukong. Wukong goes in, ults immediately. That's going to be a dead Fizz. Yeah, not much that Fizz can do about that. He eat out as soon as he saw it, but being a little bit too cocky. Too far up. Wukong is so far ahead. Jets is waiting for Twitch to walk into him, but Twitch decided to go to Raptors. Probably saved his own life. For Twitch, walking into Jets would be a death sentence. Twitch is really speedy. Ooh, double knockout! And the ult falling out from Rakan. Oh. Rakan getting that massive lockdown allowed both A carries to just shred Nico and Nautilus. Nico even ulted, but she died before it went off. She couldn't get the shield off. Ooh! Oh! Great over from Ori. That would have been a kill. That was the plan. I didn't see that coming. She looked like she was known for that CS. No, she was known for that kill. But then Heimer, beautiful flash, flashing right out of it. Great reaction times. Ooh, neat. Zaya gets stunned. Nito flashing out of the feathers. Ooh. Ooh. Jazz is the one who pays for his life there. Zaya dies. Dies for the turret. That's completely worth for her. She gets a kill and the turret. And in exchange, she dies? She did give a shutdown over to Wukong. This Wukong is massive. Ooh. Yep. Yep. Twitch is just everywhere. Anytime someone makes a play, Twitch is there. Ready to counter it. He's playing Twitch jungle to its fullest capabilities. Jazz is walking up, maybe to stop Twitch from taking this tower, but Twitch doesn't want anything to do with him. He's out. Twitch is a level up. He could fight him if necessary. He's level up, 4 kills, CS up. Nico might not be doing too hot right now, but I think she's gonna scale up in the future pretty well. She just gets a good root off in fights, then that's all she needs to be. Is basically a Lutz. Root and then ult. Ooh, don't tunnel for it. If she had tunnel for that, that would have been her death. Zaya was there. Luckily she saw her and Zaya in time and backed off. I look Cloud Drake. Honestly, Twitch should really prioritize getting this Drake. Right now, he's clearly going for roams and assassinations. That seems to be his playstyle. Cloud Drake would help him so much getting around the map. This paint ward has been here this entire time. This paint ward has been here forever. They finally know it's there. Rakan needs to get a sweeper soon. If things are doing like this, they're not going to be able to get much vision control going on. They're getting wards out, but... And there goes the other paint ward. Zaya's putting pressure on this tower, forcing Wukong and Jats to walk up to her. Are they giving up Dragon for tower? Honestly, I don't know what they're doing. Ooh, Zaya making a great ult, getting out of Wukong's ult. They've given up the Dragon and they didn't get anything for it though. In fact, they might die for it. Oh, Wukong destroying the Twitch. Zaya does manage to get Nico and Wukong, but that fight happened so fast, I don't even know what happened at a certain point. Hymir ult TP'd in. He has that TP advantage over Orianna. She doesn't have it at all. She has barrier. Ooh. Nice E coming out from Fizz there. Dodging the Knowledge Hook. This Zaya is 9-3. This is not what you want to see if you're Team B here. Looking at the build so far, they seem to be pretty standard. Rakan going for the early redemption. I imagine Zaya is going to be going for rapid fire next. That or PD. Meanwhile, Twitch is going for Bork and PD, looks like, at the same time. Wukong is so far ahead that he just jumped onto Heimerdinger and one-shot him. I didn't even need to look to see that. I didn't. I already know that's what happened. Looks like they're going to be able to get this Rift Herald uncontested. See, this is the issue with a Twitch jungle. He has so much lane pressure and just gank potential. He's gained so many kills, but he has no objective control right now. And with this Rift Herald, they're gonna get top lane. Yeah, it's already gone. They're gonna be trying to be getting respawn with a tower mid in a fight. It looks like. Ooh, look at that Twitch damage. Xayah flashing, autoing, and killing the Wukong. Don't forget she eat. She did in fact eat. Nautilus coming in from behind, trying to flank, but ooh, and there goes Nico, but she gets instantly destroyed. Oh, Team B is being baited in by these E's and Zonias from Fizz. Oh, Twitch is gonna die here, or not, or yep, no. Who's killing who? Rakan kept Twitch alive for so much longer than I thought he would. Honestly, this tower isn't worth defending. It's, yeah, you don't want them to get the extra gold, but it's going to be taken regardless. It's a Heimdall. His timer's just gonna keep coming top until it's taken. It's what he's done every step of the game so far. It's clearly what he wants to keep doing now. Twitch has his not PD. Runan's Hurricane. Looks like he's going for Runan's before he finishes his board. Another Cloud Drake's coming up soon. I mean, if Team B gets this Cloud Drake, they're going to be the fast. They're going to be able to get anywhere they need to be on the map very quickly. Rotations are going to be a dream for them. Ooh, this might be Justin caught here. Nope. Nautilus and Orianna are off on the wings to save him. But Jats did take a lot of damage from Heimerdinger turrets there. A couple autos from Twitch as well. Nautilus might be getting caught here. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Oh, and Ori falls too as well. Oh my lord. Got a little over aggressive, wanting to fight, but you can't fight that team right now. Rakan standing on the ward. Not even clearing it. Ooh, Heimerdinger forced to flash or die to Wukong. I mean, he got out, so... And Wukong goes back in, but just to die. He got stunned immediately. And they're just used this chance to go for Baron. I mean... Jats is half HP. If he tries to fight, he's a level below Twitch. So Twitch does have smite advantage. And he stole it. Oh my lord. Twitch didn't even smite there. I didn't see if he was stunned, but he didn't even smite. I just have to assume he was too far away. Scared the Jats. Oh, you let him steal the Baron when you have the level advantage. That's not good for your team. That gives him so much more gold to come back in this game. You still have a 6k gold advantage on them, but still. Oh. To quote my good friend Howling, they stealing. They stealing. And it looks like they're gonna be able to get this Cloud Drake too. Jazz isn't there. Twitch has no idea what's happening. Yeah, that's 3 Cloud Drakes thrown over to the side of Team B. I said howling. My mic doesn't pick up the way I talk, okay? Don't at me. Ooh, nice Oriana out comes out. Catching two people, but ooh, it's not gonna be enough. They managed to pick off the Rakan, but they lose Nautilus in the process. Wukong going on the backline, killing Xayah, dying for it though. That's the fed person for Team B getting the fed person from Team A. You're right, it's not howling. Ooh, Jet's getting the stun and getting the kill off on the Hibernator. Will he be able? Oh, that's so much damage coming onto the Fizz. Yeah, well, your mid laner just got murdered by a Jats. That was a lot of damage. Jats is really done back into this game in a very powerful fashion. That, sit stay gold lead is now 3. This is not what you want to see. They're doing so many shutdowns over to Team B, and Team B stales very hard. Both teams do actually, but I don't want to see this Jets or this Wukong hopping onto that backline. I don't know if he's going to have a final form. Not with this Jets. I'm just stopping them from taking the first tower. Hopefully he doesn't dove. Wukong and Jets are looking for him. He doesn't have his Zonias. Now's the time to do it. Zonias just came up. It took a lot for him to do it. 2 ults coming out. But they did in fact get him. But they're losing their 3rd tier mid. Inhibitor towers gonna go down if they don't back right now. They invested so much in killing Heimdallr and getting that first tier tower. They're losing their inhibitor tower for it. Fizz lands the shark onto Nico. But it does no damage. Jats and Wukong are still just pushing down bot. They're gonna try and trade the inhibitor for inhibitor. Team A needs to back here, because these two take towers fast. Alright, well they didn't get the inhibitor, but they did open it up. That's not good for either team. That wasn't worth for anybody there. Both teams lost so much. Well, now it's worth. They just got the Wukong, who is the massive teamfight presence for Team B. Baron is, in fact, coming up in a minute 36, apparently. Rakan is not exerting much vision control over this team. He does not have a sweeper at all. No sweeper. He has wards. So he cannot get rid of any wards that are dropped. In fact, he doesn't even have control wards right now. His inventory is full, so he can't buy them. We should just farm up the jungle, try and get a couple more items. I think he's going for IE next. Could be going for BT, but I wouldn't recommend it. The gold used to be extremely in the favor of Team A, over 6k, but now it's... This is... I didn't get the chance to see the ranks before game. There's a lot of conversation going. Ooh. All the gold is on Twitch and Xayah. The gold difference between Xayah and Nico? Ooh. All coming out from Xayah, catching Nautilus and Oriana, they're going to be able to get it, but she does not have her ult to get out of the Wukong. Not that she needs it, apparently. That's a 2 for nothing, and everyone else is forced to flash away. Wukong's in the base. In their base. Or right outside it, at least. Twitch has opted to go for Mountain Drake. Not a bad choice considering Baron is up. He needs to rotate there right after. Jess is still dead for 20 seconds. If he gets this and they go to Baron, they can melt it. Which has Bork and Bloodraiser. Top of that, they do have a Heimdall who's not there. This Baron's going down very quickly. Jazz isn't gonna be in there in time, but Nico is there. She does have her ult. Flashes in, rooted most of them. It did lots of damage, but it wasn't enough. Ooh, Zai went in, flash for the Wukong, but hit the clone. Ooh. Everyone needs to rotate there a little bit faster. Red Team B wants to go for the base right now. Hibber's down. They can not really do anything. None of their waves are pushed. The mid lane's in their base. Looks like they want to use the bot lane in wave to push. Take these Nexus turrets. It's a jet, so they're able to do it. They're shredding that tower. That tower's gone. Going for the second one? No. Yes? No? What's going on here? Alright, well, Rakan bought enough time with that ult for Fizz and Twitch to hit up. They have to back off now. Ooh, Twitch gets melted by the Jats. That's what I was worried about, is this Twitch might be fed, but Jats is a late game monster too. And he is the bane of AD carries. With Twitch and Fizz dead, they could just legitimately end this. If they catch out Xayah, or he's just pushing down mid, bring the wave there. It's the safer play is honestly just to take down the 2 inhibitors. Ooh, Nautilus lands a hook onto Fizz, or not Fizz, Heimerdinger and ults him. Ooh, that's a very dead Heimerdinger. Not much he could do about that. Zonius to stay alive from the initial burst, but that gave time for Nito to just use her ult. Twitch is back up, and so is Fizz. The safer play was definitely just to go for mid. I don't know what I'm saying, man. I have what they dare call a peach impediment. Looks like Team Red just wants to reset here. Get their items. They got quite a bit of gold off of that. If I'm Team B here, I want to push out both mid and top. Send Jats top and everyone else mid. You have enough teamfight pressure that blue team can't engage on you readily. They have no taints. You have multiple. You don't really want to go for a fight. You don't want to force the fight. But Twitch is looking to force this fight. Coming from the side with the ult. Taking out 2 people, but dies to the Jats. Never mind, ulting out 1. Ooh. I have no comments for what's happening right now. I have no comment for what's happening right here. It looks like Team Blue is just gonna take the game here. Jats goes in, does not get the stun off on Desire. She used her ult to get out of that. Wukong gets the kill on Heimerdinger, but it's not quite enough. That's to be in the game. Team A, Team Blue is gonna take this. The 17 sits and 10 Zaya is just too far ahead of everyone. And we're just being fancy, flashing over the Zaya Q at the end. I'm not even gonna let you pad your damage stats. I'm dodging this. Just showing its fancy feet. Quick check all of this. Damage, insane, as always. Vision store. See, this is the issue with not getting a sweeper until like 30 minutes. You can't clear vision, and you walk into wards, you die. Oof. That's honestly all I can say to that is oof. I wish we had more time to actually look at the stats there, but from what I could tell from the glimpses was that you need Radon, you need more control wards. You need to get your sweeper way earlier. When you have more vision control, it makes it so much easier for your team to make plays. Honestly, half the deaths that game from Twitch and Zaya were completely just from getting caught out. Wukong comes around, Jax comes around from the other side. You have no vision on the sides, so they were able to. And the right Twitch did play insane there. He did say he's a rat. Fair enough. Honestly, that's my suggestion for last game. It honestly just came down to a lot of getting caught out. I don't think Nico Nautilus was the way to go into that team. When they pitch Rakan, you can almost guarantee they're going to go Zaya. If you play Rakan Zaya yourself, there's your chance. Take that right now. Take the Zaya off the board because otherwise you're leaving them a very powerful combo. But take that away if you play it yourself. Don't try to force it if you're not playing it. Oh wait, you wanted the general Elo. These are the ranks of all the players. We're still waiting for a couple. Apparently they're restarting the computers and such. Overall, I liked a lot of the plays going on. The Nico Nautilus cheese that tried to happen early. If it had been any other jungler, I would have liked it. But the issue is you have to look at what Twitch wants to do. It's a Twitch jungle. Twitch is always going to do this as jungle. It's always going to be the exact same thing. He's going to get his red, or preferably red. He always wants to be on the red side for that. No, blue side for that. He wants to get that red, and he wants to do a level 2 gank. Even when he has to get a top bleach to do it, he tries to go for that red. He goes for that level 2 gank every time, whether it's bot or mid. If you believe you lost all the game, go back and watch the VODs. I'm going to be sending a video to both teams that y'all can watch together, or you can go and watch the replays from League. Either way, go back, look at it, see where you actually messed up. Because half the time, what loses you the game isn't a late game team fight. What usually loses y'all a game is what's happening in between the fights. It's vision control. It's setting up objectives properly. Managing the waves. If you manage the waves properly, if you can get the waves pushing when you want them to be, then that's how you win the game. That's how you lose games. It's not doing it properly. And what I mean by wave control is you want those waves pushing before you start a fight. Because what happened for red team there at the end? Y'all had a massive fight. You had Jats and Nautilus still up, pushing. But they only managed to take one tower. One Nexus turret. Because y'all didn't have top lane pushing. Didn't have mid lane. Mid lane was pushed into your base, taking your Nexus turrets. But you couldn't. Alright, we have bots. That's just kind of how it ends up. Is you need to manage those waves more properly. Especially macro play is how you win a lot of games. But at the end of the day, there's also fights early on that start to snowball a game. Those kills that you gave to Twitch and Xayah early honestly threw it out of control. It got them so far ahead that even when they inted gold over y'all, it wasn't enough. You still needed more. Wutan winning early really brought y'all back into that as long as possible. Enough that Jats was able to still back up. And y'all had enough team fight pressure with the bot lane, but it just wasn't enough. You'll have to work together to get that vision control. Both sides. Just catching someone out is how you don't win that game. If you catch Xayah or Twitch out, just Twitch was running around farming jungles, farming side lanes. Xayah was always with Rakan, so she's not easy to catch out, but Twitch could have caught out somewhere. And we're already seeing the Ezreal being banned out. We're seeing the Wukong. Wukong was played extremely well last game, so I'm not surprised to see him banned. And we're seeing the Twitch ban. Psychopath did an amazing job of Twitch last game. He had some issues getting overconfident and going for some fights he didn't need to, but other than that, he played it exactly how you want to play it. He was jungler pathing so well, getting Danes off. He was having so much pressure. Banning it out was a good call. And the Pantheon ban, okay, that might be a target ban. If it was new Pantheon, I'd understand why you want to ban him. He's pretty ridiculous. But current Pantheon, not that much of a powerhouse. It's not weak, but it's not that much of a powerhouse. We're seeing the Blitzcrank ban again. Not saying about that. Rakan being banned. Okay. So I think that's them saying, hey, we win it last game. We're not going Rakan and Xayah again. We're not letting Yellow go at it again. No one's doing this combo again. We're just banning it out and no one's having it. And the Darius pick coming out. Sorry, I took a drink of water. Darius and Caston. Okay. Darius, I can understand. Darius is always a powerful pick. But Caston coming out. Okay. Caston got banned on the last time go around, so he's able to actually play him this time. But is it gonna be jungle? Is it gonna be mid? The Darius pick is a good one. Darius is one of those champions. Oh, and we're seeing the Mundo. Okay, a lot of these champions were banned the first time around, so that's why we didn't see him. Ooh, Kai'Sa didn't through. Kai'Sa's a powerhouse. Everyone that got banned the first time around is coming through this time. We see how it is. There's too much going on here. Mundo, yeah, he beats Mundo early to mid. And even onwards, if he plays it right, but it's not easy for him. He does have a Knight. If he builds an Executioners or a Bramble Vest at all, he'll be able to deal with Mundo pretty well, but the same should be said about Mundo into Darius. Caitlyn's a pretty good pick into dealing with Kai'Sa, and she's really far back, so she's not too likely to get hit by Morgana unless she walks into it. Seen the Rindar ban. Okay. Okay. That might be a target ban. Orion might play a bit of Rindar. Might. You know what? Let's check that out. 1 second. You know what? I I meant to go look at it, and then I spent 2 seconds looking at Orion's name and saw all the characters on it, and I have no idea how to make those characters on my keyboard. So we're not doing that. The Shaco band coming out. Okay. Thresh, I understand. Thresh is just power support, and you haven't seen the support for the team yet. Shaco, we're banning out the jungler this time. We're banning out Pantheon. We're banning out Wukong. Banning out Rindar, Shaco. All of these champions can go top, can go jungle. Just gotta say mid, but that's something. All right, we're seeing a lot of hook bans. Thresh, Pike, and Blitz are all banned out. All we needed was the Nautilus to complete the set. Caitlyn Bard. Now, Bard's a champion you don't see very often. It's not bad, it's just it has a tendency to mess up your team. So you never see it in solo queue. If you see a Bard in solo queue, it's probably not a good thing. And we're seeing the Jet skin. Yep, there's the Nautilus. There's the fourth. We depleted the set. It didn't get banned, but we're depleted the set. So is that Morgana mid? That is, alright. Ooh, and the Nunu coming out. Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm liking this. I'm really liking this. You have... I'm telling you right now, this is now Team B. Team A is switched over to the other side. Team B, get some healing reduction stat. Because you're dealing with a Nunu, you're dealing with a Mundo, you're dealing with a Bard, you're dealing with a Caitlyn. Caitlyn's going to build lifesteal at some point. You need healing reduction on everybody. See a 2-0? I don't know. I mean, I never want to call out a win or loss based on champ select. That unprofessional of me and very biased to me. So I refuse to do so. But I will say, it all comes down to how well they play. Because I mean, you have a lot of catch with these two. You have a lot of late game scaling with these two, and you have Darius. You already said you love the Dari pick. You have Darius, so you already know where he falls in. He's kind of an all-around bruiser, early game, does decent on team fights, can push by himself, can just duel someone in late game. He's just all around a decent champion that can always fight. But then you have Team A over here. You have Mundo, who's going to be a hard champion to kill if they don't build any healing reduction. You have a Caitlyn, who does not scale nearly as well as Tyson, granted, but she's not. Oh, believe me, I know. I know 1R kill wins team fights. I've had it done to me a couple of times. I've been one shot from full HP by a auto R from a Darius. Darius is indeed easy to date, and that's the other thing is Nunu is actually really good at dating. Like you have to keep him well warded because Nunu will just run in with a snowball already fully built, come in from the river. If he's really good, we'll see some Tokyo drifting, and he'll go through the tri-bush and around the side. You can do lane date, you can do river date. Depending on how far back he starts up his snowball, he can start from anywhere. If he starts from the river, like closer to mid, and just goes straight up the river, snowball will be fully built up and he'll have a lot of speed. It's hard to get away from that. It's like a Rammus. It's hard to get away from Rammus. If you only keep your river bush warded, then you're not gonna be able to stop them. Will be coming out so fast you won't be able to stop a lane tank, a river bush tank. Exactly, the Scion ult. You're getting me off topic though. We need to talk about this Caston. This Caston is going to absolutely demolish somebody. Morgana has a lot of ways to deal with Caston. She's done poke him out a lot, but I don't see her having extreme kill pressure because he's just gonna like Q and walk away. It's the shield, the magic damage shield he gets from his Q, and the magic damage reduction on his passive. It's gonna keep him relatively happy and healthy in lane from dealing with Morgana W. And as long as he doesn't get binded, he should be okay. Once they hit sits, Morgana should never be able to get a ult off on Caston because he should just like rip to walk out. Switching into the game, let's go. And we saw a lot of action between these teams the first game. We saw that. No, I refuse. I will not do that. Okay? That's every other caster out there. I'm not every other caster. I'm terrible at this. Looking at the runes, we're seeing an electrocute coming out from Bard. Caitlin's running the fleet footwork, aftershock on Nunu, fleet footwork on Casson as well. I actually really love fleet footwork on Casson. It means you're able to stand in lane so well. Allows you to like walk around quickly, dodge still shots if you get the right timing off. Red team looks like they want to move as a unit, but Nunu isn't moving yet. He's behind the rest of his team. Hold up, I gotta check this. Okay, no. Bard has not started with his magical journey. I mean, I'm telling you, that is the way to go if you want to like really catch someone off guard. Is just start magical journey as Bard and go right through this wall. If if they're not standing here or don't have a warded, they're just gonna go straight to this wall right on top of you. That will catch you off guard every time. Because what Bard starts magical journey? You're giving up the lane phase, but or you're giving up to level 1, but you're not catching someone off guard if you're going for invade. It'll never work otherwise. They're just content with sitting in this bush, I see. Well, okay. I see what they're going for here. Ooh, okay. Forcing the flash out Nautilus, but gaining flashes. Uh, 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 Stumbles, words, flashes, people. So much going on there. Are not getting these stuns off against the wall. It's Jets. Jets does not get the smile off. Force the flash away. Does not even get his own red buff. Ooh, a little bit of poke coming out onto Morgana. Not much coming back in return. So that was 3 flashes for 2 flashes. That's it. No ignites, no nothing. But Nunu does walk away with the red buff. So win for him. I suppose. If you want to call that win. Let's get these people moved around. See, other than a hook coming out onto Caitlyn, I don't see her really having much issue in this lane. She just wants to scale up. Bard might look for a couple of Qs, but I don't think he wants to really walk in the way of Nautilus very much. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Mundo gameplay. He's throwing himself a ukulele. Nunu just walking through the jungle full HP, not caring about anything. Jat's nearly dead. Doesn't have that red buff, so he doesn't have the out of combat sustain. Nunu looks like he wants to go for Morgana here. He doesn't have his W, so I don't really see what would be going on with that. Okay. Casson just chased the Morgana all the way down to bot lane. Like, hey, you're not allowed to enter your lane at all. I'm not allowed in my lane, but neither are you. See, that's the thing, though. They didn't. Because vertical jungling, the Jats would have done up to take the blue buff. He would have started his blue, or he would have gone to the Nunu's red. But Nunu got his blue, Jazz's red, and his own red. So they didn't even force the... Yeah, no, he didn't even do that. So they didn't force the vertical jungling. If you want vertical jungle, you have to do it from the very start. You can't do it reactionary. You have to do it proactionary. And I recognize those aren't words. Both Casson and Morgana have Nomad Snowball coming through. Ooh, look at that Snowball doing so much damage. Morgana forced the flash over the wall. I used Force loosely because I don't think she necessarily had to. Casson didn't have any mana. He's not level 6, so he didn't really have a way on top of her, other than using his own flash. He doesn't have Ignite, so the kill pressure was low there. Well, she probably could have just walked away. Threw a binding when she had it up. Maybe a full red clear would have been good, then top meets Nunu at the red side to safeguard Jets. Yes. That's all I can say to that is yes. Ooh, Nala's getting the hook down the bard, but he just uses magical journey. He says, I'll love you. That's the wrong way to say that. He says goodbye. You ever have a time when you start to say something and realize you have no idea how to say it, so you just kind of back out and look like an idiot? Yeah, that was right there. Darius TVing back in. Comes back with 2 lawn swords and a ruby crystal. He's actually down in CS compared to Mundo. I don't know how that has happened, considering every time I've looked up, Mundo is CSing purely with ukuleles. This is gold to low diamond. High gold, low diamond. And everything in between. Nunu, again, going for the... So much going on there. Free kill from Madonna going to Caston. Nunu released his snowball a little bit too early. And hit the minions with the snowball. Caston uses his flash on top of Morgana. Well, no, to flash away from the Jats, who just came over the wall. That's just a free kill going over and assist going over to Jats and Morgana. That's not what you want. Casson is only 6 AS behind up, funnily enough. Looks like all the action's been mid, except for the single kill. Ooh. Casson taking advantage of the fact that Morgana has no mana. Just going in on her, doing a little bit of trading. Magical Journey. We're not going to talk about the contents of a Magical Journey. Guys is sitting off on the sides, looking for... Yeah, no, that's exactly what he was about to happen. Caston sees the Jats. Bye. What is going on in this mid? This Caston is extremely aggressive, considering he doesn't even have his Roa yet. Darius is actually 10 CS behind Mundo. I don't know what is happening right now. Ooh, the hook coming off from Bard. Bard gets a stun on Kaisa. And no, it's just a solo kill on Bard. Ooh, that was good timing on that hook. Good timing on that hook. Morgana forced the flash out of the game from Nunu and Caston. Nunu nearly died to tower. That was good timing on that hook, though. Bard had went and stunned the Kaisa under tower, taking tower aggro right as Nalus threw the hook. Followed it up with the ult perfectly, doing just keeping him locked under tower, taking all that aggro. Didn't even have to ignite. Just a hook, auto, and an ult. This is gonna be a free Baron going over to the side of Team B. The blue team. Like, that's an Infernal Drake. That's for nothing. Nunu is going for this Morgana again. And casting his Reflot into the middle of Nautilus, Jats, and Morgana. Forced to flash out. Nunu using the ult to just try and get casting out there, slow them down. Slowly advances. That's not what you want to see when you're casting. You rift lock in on what you think is one person, and then two more show up. Nunu, my man. I understand top is pushed, but bot has been relatively like they've been even all game. They shove one side gets shoved out, the others does, and ooh, Mundo forced to flash and ult to get away from Darius. Nunu's coming up for top lane now, but Jats is here. This is a counter dink. This is ooh. Darius was a little late to react on that. If he had actually just kind of kept Nunu baited a little bit further, would have pulled him right out of the snowball, and that would have been a free kill for Jats and Darius. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. Nice seal coming out. That would have definitely saved her life there. I've never seen someone flash out of a Caitlyn trap but still get rooted. I've seen them flash out of the Caitlyn trap and not get rooted. I've seen them get rooted and not be able to flash, but never flash and rooted. Darius is bot. Mundo has a impressive CS lead over the Darius right now. Every time I've ever looked top, Mundo is CSing the ukuleles. Not all tats, not W, ukuleles. And yet he has this massive CS difference. That's only growing by the fact that Darius went bot side towards the jungle. Gaston has no mana, so he can't really do anything to Morgana here. Looks like Nunu's handing over the blue to Gaston. Hopefully we'll be able to make more plays with it. Riftwalk more often. Mostly just a lot of farming going on. The fact that Jats is out farming Nunu is not a good sign. Granted, it's not by much. Ooh, this is going to be a lot of damage. This is going to be a kill coming out. Or not. Nunu Talon are dating very well. Darth is roaming a lot. But so are Caitlyn and Bard. Oh my lord. Great net coming out from Caitlyn. Getting the kill onto Morgana with the enhanced auto attack range. Or the guaranteed headshot. The roam from bot lane was beautiful there. Coming up right at the same time that Darius was happened to be there. Ooh, this Caitlyn is on point. That flash Q. Oh no, that wasn't flash. That was just 50 caliber net. Kaisa ulting in to kill the Cassin, but giving another kill over to Caitlyn. Ooh, this Caitlyn sits and oh. When she dies, it's going to be 1,000 gold going over to somebody. Top of that, she is out CSing Kaisa heavily. Hey, Secret Swords, you were calling that that 2-0? So far, it looking like you're right. Bard getting a little over aggressive. Oh. Canceled the auto attack onto Bard. Wasn't able to get his stats off. Follows Bard through the magical journey, but just gets stunned coming out the outside. Jats and Morgana here. Caitlyn and Nunu are going for the Saffron Dragon. They just saw Jats on the top side, so this is completely free. The only way they lose is if they die. But Nunu does not have a smite. He does have his Q though. And it's basically a smite. Is Barros, but you have to remember that Caitlyn does get outstalled by Kaisa. And Kaisa isn't doing terribly. She's behind really heavily in CS, but she's got some kills in her favor. You really want to get this task in a couple more kills, which is why I think the Nunu's been focusing on very hard, but Morgana's not something Nunu can gank easily. Well, it seems Mundo has outscaled the Darius. Jats came down for the gain. I'm assuming if Nala's hook came out too. Caitlyn was forced to flash to dodge it. That'd be my assumption. Nunu has been allowed to start this Rito for free. Meanwhile, ooh, Gas and Q can now break Morgana's shield in a single one. Rift Tower is exactly what this team needs. Get these towers down quickly. Caitlyn's your win condition, then push down the bot lane quickly. Get her even further ahead. Four people are sitting down bot. Cassin's rolling down, but he has absolutely no mana. Ooh, Caitlyn using her net to get out there. Doesn't get hit by the stun. Nunu's coming in with the snowball. Oh, and Morgana used the special on herself to allow Nunu to get a double knockup. Kai'Sa force flash out. Dalars is TPing in behind. Bard ults all of them inside the middle. That is not good. Caitlyn, just run. Just run. Just run. Oh. This is the issue with... oh. That's the issue with Bard right there. You can have... You're right, they can't. They shouldn't be able to, at least. But, that's the issue with Bard right there, is you start an ult with well-meant intentions, trying to save your team, get them out of a situation, or catch someone out, and it turns out just to work against you. No, that's Mundo and Bar are looking for Kai'Sa and Nautilus here. Don't reload it too hard. Mundo is taking a lot of damage. Oh, but he's not barely live. His ult managed to out-sustain the Ignite and the damage from Kai'Sa. They're managing to take first tier bot, but Darius is trying to trade the top tower in exchange. Looks like Red Team wants to continue. They have Red Tower. They're just keep pushing down these towers. They ain't coming out to push them even further back. They just want to keep going here, I think. Don't get too greedy for it, though. Nope, Mundo and Cassin are backing out. Red Tower does manage to charge off, though, leaving that bot tower very half HP. It does sustain back up over time, but still. That was 2 towers and half of the inhibitor tower. And in that time, Darius has only managed to get the 1 top tower. And barely got that. And Mundo is now just going to run him down. Mundo does not have his ult, so he does have to be careful here. Ult is coming up now. And he doesn't even need it. Didn't even need it. Just burned down Darius with the Sunfire and W. Cassin ulting and flashing on top of them. Ooh. Oh, so much damage. So many flashes coming out. Nunu flashing to get the root onto Kai'Sa and Nautilus. They're leaving Jats in the backline on top of Caitlyn. Ooh, Bard does manage to get the kill. Jats gets the shutdown onto Caitlyn. That's not who you want to have it. Mundo didn't have TP to join that fight. That was a 3 for 3, but they managed to get the shutdown onto Caitlyn and put it on the Jats. That's exactly who they want to have. You want Kai'Sa and you want Jats to get ahead here. They're going to be massive. Malandrat is up. Someone could look to rotate onto that. I think Red Team is looking to do so. No, that both teams are looking to do so, it looks like. Mundo does have TP, so if a fight starts, he can actually join it this time. Now let's clear out Vision, Din ready, setting up for this properly. Mundo isn't rotating. He's taking time to Wolves. But Casson has managed to actually force 3 people back. Mundo is being left to just push top by himself. And he's taking these towers quickly. Honestly, this is all Red Team needs to do is like keep them here. Mundo has actually opted to try and join the fight, walking down to meet them. Jats is starting the Mountain Drake. Morgana forced to flash over the wall in order to get away from the Nunu Snowball. Ooh, Nautilus knocking Nunu out of his own. They managed to cast him, but Jats and Morgana have fallen for it. And it looks like Nautilus is not too far behind. Now they're just freely able to rotate over to get this Mountain Drag. That was huge for them. There's a 6k goal deficit in favor of Team Red. Right now, you have a Mountain Drake and Infernal, and you have a very powerful Mundo and Caitlyn. And Mundo's just taking this top tier tower too. He's going to die for it though. He did a small shutdown over to Darius, but even a small shutdown is still shutdown. When Mundo comes up, he does have TP. You can actually look to try and get pressure, at least vision, over onto Baron. But Bard still does not have a sweeper. He can't clear out any wards he finds. He doesn't even have a control ward. This is not good. You need those. You need those. You're placing wards. That much is obvious. But you're not clearing anything, which means you could be sitting on wards when you're trying to ambush someone. See how lit up this side is for blue team? And there's nothing red team can do about it. Not a single control ward in their inventory. All right, for a second there, it looked like we were about to see a little bit of pressure happening on Darius does have his services, so he does win the fight against Gaston right now. Gaston doesn't quite have his items. He's not level 16 yet. Both Kaisa and Caitlyn are massive in these games right now. All it really comes down to who can take out the other enemy's ADC first. I do just want to point out, it's father and its daughter, Kaisa and its Gaston. See, now there's the really good thing about Caitlyn. It's not if you give her time to set up a barricade like this, it's not easy to come onto her in a fight. Someone's to end up walking across those traps. Gaston's doing the blue right now. Moto gets hit by a Morgana binding. All 5 members of blue team are over here. And red team's just pushing down mid. Are they gonna try and fight this? Looks like they're just getting damage onto the tower. Ooh, big, huge binding coming out. Catching Caitlyn in her, right in it. Oh, that's not good. Caston goes down. Mundo's soon to fall. No, he's just gonna run away. He's out. Or Caitlyn got trapped by that binding, did not flash out of it like she needed to. This could be a free Baron coming over for Jats for the side of Team Blue. He doesn't have a... Well, no, never mind. He does have a smite. That's one second. Mundo's going to use the fact that blue team is entirely done over to Baron. They're not gonna take long to do it. Darius is stopping stopping and going to bat to stop Mundo. But what? Nope. That tower's gone. Funnily enough, Darius, who started his bat before Jats, bat after Jats, just due to the fact that Jats recalled with the Baron buff. Another Moundrade is coming up soon. Red team really wants that. Blue team has the Baron now, so you really want to make sure they don't get any more damage to turrets, because otherwise they're just going to run your towers down. Jazz is going to look for this. Nope, never mind. Window's backing off, so Jazz is doing the same. It's like they're painting the vision around this dragon. Bard, you need your sweeper. Like, no one on your team has control wards. There's only one control ward down for your team, and it's on dragon, but you don't have vision control. They're trying to catch out this Mundo. Mundo is just flashing over the wall, running away. They're falling with their own flashes. Ooh, Caitlyn walked up a little bit too close there. Almost paid for it. Tyson and Alice did manage to catch up the Bard, who's rotating to help. Right now, this is a 4v5, but Morgana is extremely low. She does not have her ult either. That was a very fast dragon. Nautilus, I mean, everybody, Mundo, dying, getting caught out very quickly. Getting hit by Morgana binding, followed up by the Nautilus hook. Very quickly dead. He may be tanky, he may be in Mundo, but he can't survive in a 1v5. Not at this point in the game. Darius is coming back into it. He was way behind in lane, and now he's still behind CS, but he's managed to get a couple kills on him from these fights. And Tyson and Jats are becoming huge problems. Caitlyn is already having issues with Jats. If he keeps getting fed like she is, then she's gonna be struggling really hard soon. Ooh, Nala's letting the hook under tower. Caitlyn forced to flash out. And Nala's took almost no damage for that. Meanwhile, Caitlyn is half HP, has no flash. Nala's did in fact use his hook, his ult, but I mean, ult for flash, that's well worth. All he needs to do is land another. Mundo is trying to deal with Darius up top. Well, Cassin's just pushing down bot, hoping to get this inhibitor. Jazz is backing to stop him. I don't think he's going to be able to get this tower or inhibitor in time. Nope, Jazz is already on his way. Justin is forced to leave. Right now, they're at the point where Justin is TPing in, hoping to start a fight here. Going mid or top to help Mundo. It doesn't look like he needed it though. Darius can't really hurt Mundo. I said it before. I said it before the game even started. You can go back and look at that. Healing reduction. Darius, build a Bramble Vest. Just build it. It's gonna help you against half the team anyways. You can't fight Mundo, you can't fight Nunu. Well, you can probably fight Nunu, but you can't fight Mundo without that Bramble Vest. Not even talking about Thornmail, just Bramble Vest. Executioners is in fact better in time at, you're correct. Especially in this matchup. But even assuming he doesn't want to go to the more reminder, just lots of damage coming out from Morgana, but she's not enough to stay alive there. This Caitlyn is just that far ahead. She has 4 items, 5 if you include boots. But even if assuming he doesn't want to go more reminder because he wants to go because he wants to be tanky, Bramble Vest does the exact same thing. Whenever they attack you, they do Grievous Wounds. Morgana needs Morello's Grievous Wounds. Caitlyn to go at more reminder or Morello's here, depending on what she wants. We're not. We're going to talk about the fact that Kaiser just ulted into the Nunu snowball. They're going on to this Mundo, but the rest of the team's off on the side. Caitlyn's not in this fight though. If this fight doesn't end soon, ooh, that's Nala's fallen. That's one of their big taints. Darius is falling too. That's all their taints dead. All that's left is Jets, Morgana, and Kaisa. Granted, the fed people for the team, but take these inhibitor, take bot inhibitor, go Baron. Just take those inhibitors and go Baron. Do not force anything more. Forcing is how you die here. It's how you lose. Also, just rotate the Dragon. Dragon is to come up very soon. Yep, 18 seconds. Thank you, Mordon, for pinning that. The issue with trying to end there is that Kaisa is 7-1-7, and with a Morgana there able to catch someone else, Morgana had her ult. If it had gone badly, it would have honestly just turned the tables on the game right then and there. Trying to force them to dive on a tower. Jats is huge. Kaisa's huge. They could have forced the end, but it's just a safer play to back off, get the 2 inhibs, and go for the Dragon and the Baron. That's my personal opinion. It's just a much safer play to go for the objectives and to go for top tower next. Speaking of safety, Darius in the middle of 5 people. Kaisa ults into the middle of the team and she's going to... Oh, Jets flashes on top of Caitlyn. They get Kaisa and Caitlyn out of this fight. I don't know what's happening anymore. Jats is killing Bard. This Jats is just huge. I don't think they're going to be able to deal with the Mundo, though. Nunu and Mundo are just running down Nautilus. This is the issue with these super sustained heavy tanks. Honestly, these two alone could probably do Baron right now if they wanted to. I mean, it's a Nunu, and they have 3. Count them, 3 Malandrakes. Ooh, there goes towers. With just Jats left to defend, he can't really stop the Mundo Nunu. They both brought Demolish, and that tower's just gone. So they're opting to get vision on the jungle, prepare for the Baron coming up, or they're rotating right to it. Jats does have their own Venge, but I mean it's a Nunu, so he can just Q Smite. Look at that melting going on. 3 Malandrates means that Baron is just going down. Now that the reset, they buy their items and they just go top. That's all they need to do. You have the natural pressure from the mid and bot super minions just walking down into the base. Once you take top lane, honestly, this is where a lot of people mess up. If you just take top lane and you take the inhibitor, you just wait for the minions. You don't even have to fight. You wait for the minions to walk into their base. You have 2 super minions come down in every wave. Yeah, the gold leads are only 5k in favor of Team A. However, most of that Most of it is, in fact, on Caitlyn. She has 17,000. That's 3,000 more than anyone else on her team. Kaisa is not far behind, though. She's only 1,000 gold behind. They managed to pick off Morgana. We're reaching the point in the game where Castanid's actually a pretty major factor. He has a lot of items. Looks like they're trying to force this fight. I mean, they have the tankiness to do it. They're Nunu got on top of Kaisa. Kaisa used her ult to get rid of, negate most of the brunt of the damage. But she heals it away from Mundo, but it's just not enough. They ran them down under these towers. That's to be GG. That's to be 2-0 for favor of Team A. Oh, honestly, wonderfully done. I'm still mad though. Bard, you don't have a sweeper. It's 40 minutes, my brother. Sweeper, man. Oh no. Just running everybody down. All right. I'm going to look a little bit at the stats, and then I'm going to invite two people, at least one from each team, into a call, and we're going to talk about what was actually happening in the game. I just want to address this more than anything. No control wards purchased. No control wards purchased. One purchased. No control wards purchased. I don't care what lane you are. I don't care what your role is. I don't care. Buy control wards. What do you mean everyone got off? If everyone got off, I'm just have to interview one team without y'all. Is anyone from the games in this chat, please? Don't do this to me. We're supposed to be doing this. But again, I don't care what role you are, buy control wards. Everybody needs them. There was so little control wards placed that game that you didn't really have visual control of anything. Red team had no visual control, period, because they had no sweepers. There's not a single sweeper on this team. Meanwhile, this team has two. Like, look at those wards destroyed. Nautilus and Jats destroyed 21 just between the two of them. That means of the 26 that Bar plays, 21. Clearly, this isn't completely accurate, but out of the 26, 21 were destroyed. So essentially, Bard placed 5 total the entire game. That's obviously not accurate, but you get what I'm saying. Vision control is just so crucial. Honestly, I think that's what kept the goal leads as close as they were the whole time, was that they were able to walk into any fights they wanted because they had vision, they had knowledge. Meanwhile, y'all just didn't have that knowledge. I need someone from this team as well. Let's find Lutz. And just for the heck of it, alright. See about that, and we're gonna try and get some people in. Alright, I'm gonna send them the link to the Discord so that he can join. Right, copy, and All right. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good after those games.
Honestly, I gotta commend you. Your Caitlyn play was impressive.
I mean, she is one of my main two champions. They banned out the Ezreal, so I was like, I gotta go with something I know.
I mean, well, you clearly know because all I can say is your net play was amazing. Every single time you used that net, I was like, damn, he moving. At least in my head.
Well,
Maybe not maybe not vocally.
I mean, it's a lot harder to use Caitlyn on a team with a lot of assassins. They didn't really have anyone that could get onto me, so
Except for
like you can just
Jets.
sort of do whatever you want. Jax is there, but like unless he flashes, he shouldn't be able to get in range. Like unless we're playing in like a really close quarters place where he can get a flank off, normally he shouldn't be able to get onto me. So,
All right. I just want to ask you a couple questions about how you felt those games went. By the way,
ooh,
one of y'all's names, one of your team names was JFK had no words.
yeah, that was the other team.
That was the other team. Okay, cool.
That
I
was the other
forgot who
team.
it was, so I refused to call it by that name. I knew it was
Okay.
someone though. But where in that game did you felt like you had the most pressure? Where did you think it was your game to lose?
Um, honestly, I think as soon as we got the bottom, like the tier 2 bottom tower, and we were able to get the Rift Herald charge on the third tower, if
Oh
that
yeah.
is the game that I was thinking of. As soon as we did that, we basically knew that there was nothing that they could really do to come back from that game. Um, because that and once we got our Cassidon to the point where our Cassidon could do something because he was really far behind for most of it.
I
But
mean,
as soon
so
as he
you
was
made
able to
Caston a
just do
champion?
damage. Hmm?
You mean as soon as you
Sorry?
made champion as soon as you made
Yeah.
Caston a champion?
As soon as we got Cassidon to be useful, we were good.
All right. I have to commend y'all for that last thing in base. Y'all took to both inhibitors but y'all didn't overstay for it.
Hmm.
Y'all there
Well,
was a chance for y'all to push and take the game right in there, but it was really risky, and I'm really glad y'all didn't do it because the safer play is just go to Dragon, go to Baron, go to top tower. That is
yeah.
clearly the better play.
We knew that Baron was up, and we knew that if we died there, they would take Baron and they'd be able to do something back. I don't know if they could have won the game off of it, but it would have extended the game for a very long time. So at first we were just all gonna back and just go to Baron, but our top laner was like, I have TP. So it's just like I'm just gonna go solo the dragon and I'll TP if you guys need me up there. So
Which was a good call. I
it's
mean,
good.
3 Malandrakes
Yep.
come down. That Baron melted.
Yep.
Um, shoot, I just had something in my head. Where did it go? It was you
Does that
made.
have something to do with our Heimerdinger pick?
No, I'll get back to that. Believe me, I want to talk about that. But it is a decision because y'all probably would have honestly not only if y'all had managed to die there at the very end instead of rotating the dragon to Baron and all that. It probably would have. It might have actually cost all the game because then that would have given free gold over to Jats and to Kaisa, then a free
Oh
Baron
yeah.
on top of that, and those are the two people you didn't want to get kills.
It would have turned into a much closer game because they would have had Baron, they would have had the free XP because they've got two waves pushing into them and we can't farm them. So like they would have gotten a lot off of that. So
Precisely.
we really didn't want it to happen. I think we probably still could have won the game if it did, but it would have been a much harder game. Especially the way they were playing. They were really good at their macro play.
I'll tell you something that's holding you back. Is your support? Is the Bard your main support?
He is our main support. He
Tell
is.
tell him to buy a sweeper.
Oh, he didn't have a red trinket. Unlucky. Okay. Yeah.
I
Fair enough.
I think I've casted for him before, him specifically. I believe I've seen him in games before. And I think last time I saw him, he didn't buy sweepers those games either. Because the first game y'all played, he did it until 25 minutes. And this game, he didn't get period.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand it. I think he's gold. Is he the gold 1 player? We have one gold 1 player and we have one like gold 3 player. I think he's the gold 1 player.
That's no
Um,
excuse.
well, no, but like the thing, like yeah, he should 100% learn it. But like I've it's happened to me before too, right? Like you don't realize that. I mean, as support, it's a lot more clear when you should get it. Like as soon as your support item upgrades, there's no reason for you to have extra wards. But like
Exactly.
the amount of times I've missed blue trinket as AD carry because I'm like, oh, I'm level 9. Oops.
I mean,
Like
I can
it
understand
happens.
that. I can understand, you forget to buy it every now and then. You back and you start to walk out of base and you just walk past the walls and you're just like, oh shoot, I forgot the thing. It's too late now. I didn't need to get this team fight.
Yeah.
But every time, every
I
time,
mean,
and it wasn't just the sweepers. As someone in chat said, control wards as well. He only had 3. Your jungler, you had 2. Your jungler had 5. Your mid had 4. So he had the second least on the team, and as a support, that shouldn't be the case. He is the control tower for Vision. He's not the only person that should be doing Vision, but he's the control tower. He's the person that should be doing it the most.
yeah. I mean, I can't really say much about it because I did have a terrible, terrible vision score. I had like
10.
10.
Yeah,
The
I'm
rest of my
looking at it.
team had like way higher. Um, but like, yeah, control words are the kind of thing that you just every time you back, you should buy one if you have enough gold for it. Um, you should even buy 2 if you're like the support. But
It doesn't
I
matter which
mean,
role I'm in. I'm walking out of base with 2 control wards in my pocket.
yeah, pretty much. So I don't know. I clearly need to ward more as well. It's just as soon as I get the blue trinket, I never really want to use it because I'm like, there were multiple times in that game where I was like, we don't have enough vision like in this area or in this area. But like with blue trinket, you never really know when you want to use it because you need to have it to check certain things sometimes. And if you just waste it on warding what would normally be like a normal ward, someone can just walk in and kill it. So it's really hard to actually like buff up your ward score as an AD carry player. Like that's just an excuse because obviously I should have put down more control wards and I should have put down more like yellow wards when I had the first trinket, but like it is difficult.
No, I do. I actually do understand where you're coming from with that. I played every role of the course of my time playing leagues, and blue wards have always been tricky for me. Like in my experience, there's 2 ways to use them. When you need that vision, you're not sure if you're walking into an ambush or something. When you need it like that, or you save them for confirmation kills, things like that. Try and pit
Yeah.
someone off.
Throw a blue trinket down and then Kate ulti. Yeah.
Exactly. Um, but I think what actually really started to mess y'all that kind of made it take longer than it needed to.
All right. Did I lose you?
No,
Hello?
no, no, no.
Okay.
I'm a person who can't talk and type at the same time. Um, Brain, work please. The blue team there in the end, because y'all were red, they were blue. It
Mm-hmm.
really started to come. Honestly, that game was so much closer than it needed to be, despite how far apart it was. It was closer than it needed to be. I think a lot of it came down to the fact that y'all didn't have the vision control. Y'all didn't know if y'all were stepping on wards. You didn't know if they were where they were. It's
Yeah.
just there's so many times you walked into an ambush. Honestly, the fact that you managed to stay alive half the time and keep that shut down for like what was it, 15, 20 minutes? You managed to keep it shut down for that long
Yeah. Well,
with no vision, with little knowledge of whether or not you were standing and walking across wards.
yeah. I think a lot of the reason we're winning games at this point is purely because of our rank difference, honestly. Um I really do think that pretty much every other team in our division, we've only played against 2 of them, but at least the 2 that we've played against so far, I'm pretty sure both of them have had better team play than we have, and we've basically just won based off of like our ability to micro rather than
Rather
make
than macro.
calls.
All right.
Um, most of the time it's our top laner making the calls, or at least in the last 2 weeks, it's been mostly our top laner. But this time we had a sub, and he was even making some of the calls in this game. So it's more like we don't really have a clear shot call. We just sort of play our game, and sometimes that just ends up wrong. But you know,
Was like it is kind of a bad thing when the sub comes in and starts calling for y'all.
yeah, yeah. Well, he called some things, but then he was also just sort of like an extra voice. Like if I made a call and he had something extra to put in on it, he'd throw that in. So he was a really good sub. He was really good. Even if he was like a division, I think he was actually, yeah, he was a full division below our like normal player, but he was really good because he just played for the team. Like, I don't know if you want to talk about the Heimerdinger pick yet.
Go for it, please. Tell me all about that.
So,
I felt bad because my favorite part about it was not just that y'all had the Harmony bad pitch, but you forced the enemy team to lane swap in order to deal with it.
well, the thing is, we actually didn't mean to pick Heimerdinger. We were trying to pick Fizz or Twitch. It was one of the two. I think it was Twitch. We were trying to pick that, and he had the pick section set to jungle, so he couldn't find Twitch because he doesn't
Ah,
exist in that section. And or it was either Twitch or Fizz, one of the two. And so I don't know if he clicked on Heimerdinger at the very last second or if it just random picked him. I don't know if that's still in the game. It just random picks. But as soon as he picked it, we were like, oh no, I can take that bot if you want. And then our sub was nice enough to be like, I can take it top. We're good. So it worked out in the end, but it was a completely accidental pick.
I didn't see that. Benny, you joined, correct?
Yep.
All right, you were the Kaisa, right?
Yep. In the second game.
All right. I want to ask a couple things. I've already asked him how he felt about like where the game started to fall apart, especially in the second game. But where did you think it started to fall apart?
Um, Around the mid game, we just had poor side lane control. Like we had no one pushing side lanes. They had the pressure the entire time, and then we would get we would get randomly picked, and then we'd be down a man. It was just we fell apart.
All right.
Team play was not there.
All right. I see. I definitely see that. Honestly, I want to say that y'all had you did have amazing control over Vision that game
That was
because
all because your comments on the last game. We specifically said buy wards every time we go back.
were y'all listening to the stream the whole time?
Not this one, but after the last one, we watched it, and yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay,
our
that's right.
conclusion was more vision,
I,
and it helped because it was a lot closer of a game than our last
it
one.
very much was. Like I was talking to him about it. Y'all honestly only kept that in that as far as you did because they had a massive lead even from the early game, correct?
Yeah,
But y'all stayed on them the whole time and managed to control the map very well. And honestly, a lot of it was just due to the fact y'all were clearing their wards. I mean, I'm looking at the wards destroyed for Jats and Nautilus, and we're looking at 21 wards destroyed. That is huge. Bard only placed down 26. So,
yeah. Our whole strategy that game was we need to pick the Caitlyn because they basically had a death ball. Like we could not kill anyone except the Caitlyn and maybe the Cassidon. So we just had to find a pick on Caitlyn, and that was our win condition.
I do agree that was definitely the winter you needed. However, I want to say you had an issue with Mundo very heavily.
Yeah,
I think you ended up doing it, but your team really needed to get that healing reduction so much sooner. Instead of running for Tiamat, Darius could have gone for the Bramble Vest. Morgana, instead of going for Ludens, could have gone for Morellos. You ended up going Morellos eventually, but by that point, you're the only person with healing cut, except for maybe Nautilus, who doesn't get a Storm Mail till later on. So you don't have any way to deal with the Mundo, and Mundo was a big problem for your team. Because y'all managed to get the Cassin and the Caitlyn several times, but then Mundo was just on you. I saw where he just was on you, and you tried everything in your power to get away from him.
Yeah, I honestly think my build had a little bit of a problem as well. Like I went executioners to like get it earlier because obviously the Morella is more expensive.
Mm.
But I feel like the Zanyas, because of their team, I really shouldn't have went for it. I should have just went stopwatch and then got Morello's right after. It was kind of a waste of gold in that department, seeing as we needed it for the Nunu as well.
Yep, and it also helps against the Barda because of his heals.
Yeah.
All right, you're both in call with this, so I want to hear both of y'all's thoughts on that first game because I can't pull up the stats on that one. So
Oof.
you're dealing with the Heimer in your top. Y'all, Lutz, your team was forced to actually swap mid and top in order to deal with it. Send Oriana to deal with it.
Yeah, we wanted the ranged matchup in Heimerdinger, obviously, because Wukong, it's hard to
Struggles
farm
a bit.
against Heimerdinger. Yeah. And what I really think won them that game was the Twitch. He, like level 1, we tried to cheese, which
I saw
obviously
that.
is not a good idea in anywhere outside of ranked because they're communicating. So the Twitch just came straight down, blew both of our flashes, and then we were just in Xayah Rakan's mercy at that point.
Well, I have another point to add to this. You should never really cheese a Twitch because chances
That's
are the Twitch is trying to cheese you.
that's exactly
Yeah,
that's what I was saying during those games. As soon as I saw that, I was like, they're going for the cheese, but it's a Twitch. No,
yeah,
no, no, no. Because Twitch will always do one of two things. He always wants to start that red, and he always wants to go to the lanes
yeah,
next to it. Level 2 gank every time. So I don't think it was a matter of them being in call reacting. I think that he was already heading down there.
probably, yeah.
If that had been Ian the jungler, I
Although
think he would have actually got away with it.
I do think he said he was going to go mid, and then he came bot once he saw that you guys were choosing. So it was communication, but like still, if it's a Twitch, normally it's not a great plan.
What
Another
led to the
thing,
Nico pick, by the way?
I want
I've
to know
been
this
playing
too.
a lot recently in solo queue, and it's working really well. I think the problem in that game for it was A, I wasn't farming well at all. I was farming terribly. B, uh, the recon engage. I had no escape from that, and it works really well against things you can one shot, but the recon kind of just turns the tables on you.
And Xayah, whenever you pop your ult, Xayah just pops hers. So
Yeah,
I want to. Do you play Xayah at all?
I do.
My honest suggestion is when you saw that the recon was pit, y'all had the chance to
Take
pick real
the
quick.
Xayah, yeah.
I,
Hmm.
that's what I was saying while y'all were on tap select, because I was like, they're obviously known for that combo. 90% of the time,
That was the plan, yeah.
90% of the time, someone pits Recon, they're gonna pit Zai afterwards because Recon usually isn't pit anymore unless it's solo queue. And team play, it's just not pit. It is. I
Another
mean,
problem
but go ahead.
is some of our players, their accounts are fairly low leveled and they don't have many champions, so swapping around was kind of an issue.
I see.
Well, so we when we were going into that first game, right? We saw that your support was a Recon main, and we saw that you played Xayah. So we were like, we can either ban out the Rakan Xayah combo, or we can try and take it, or we can just take Rakan, see if they pick Xayah, and then just take it if they don't take it. We were trying to like force you guys into picking your AD carry, but then when you didn't, we were just like, okay, we'll just take the combo. So
Yeah, definitely the Kaisa ban put me off, and then I figured once you picked the Rakan, I would just play the Nico. I thought it would be a better matchup, and obviously I didn't think it through well enough. But
oh,
yeah,
it was
that's what
scary.
was going through our head.
You got me a few times because I was like, I wasn't completely sure about the hitbox on the Nico E, and it just kept
Yeah,
hitting me, and I was like, oh no, I'm dead
it's
again.
really easy to catch people off guard, and then if you have like a hard engaged support like Nautilus, if you hit the E through the minions and then he follows up and you just basically one shot whoever you're fighting against.
Yeah, not as scary.
All right. Honestly, I think y'all both played beautifully. I mean, even in that second game, y'all both were fed. And that's something you don't see very often is when both ADCs are fed. Usually, if one AC is fed, the other is just super behind.
Yeah.
And
I
even
think that's
CS
mostly
difference.
because most of the kills didn't come from the actual lane. They kind of came later on when stuff started to get wild in the jungle.
Yeah,
It's
that
because my support was trolling.
Yeah, a little
I'm
bit.
sorry, Wesson. No flame.
no, all the flame. Buy a sweeper. You you don't need the wards when you already have the warding item.
It's true.
You could have 5 wards on the map at once, though, right?
I had this discussion the other day. Vision is just so important, especially to me. I'm a support main myself, and I refuse. If I have the Dolt, I refuse to ever leave the base without 2 control wards in my pocket, regardless of whatever lane I'm in. Those control wards are just so useful. I also have to carry 2 because I'm the petty type. If I see you taking one of my control wards, I'm placing another right down in the middle of the lane. You're not getting all my control wards. You're not getting the Dolt for that. I'm petty like that.
But to be fair, if they kill it, they get like 30 gold, don't they?
Yeah, I'm not letting them do the 30
So
Dolt.
you're putting down your control ward for 75 gold to make sure they don't get 30.
Exactly, I'm
That
petty. I
is
said that.
aggressive.
That's another thing. We had like our Darius when we had that Baron play in the second game. We all went to Baron. We should have had someone stay pushing because they
Mhm.
didn't have anyone to contest anyways. So we would have got mid tower and maybe it could have changed the game because of the Darius split pushing in the top lane as well. Later on, since we didn't have the mid turret, they could so easily just rotate up and kill him without the vision, like you're saying.
And see, this is why I want to do all these interviews. It's just a lot of this allows you to actually stop and think about, hey, this is what we should have done. Especially when you watch the VODs later on, you can see the little mistakes you made. You can see what the caster is saying. Hey, this is wrong. This is. But when you're actually coming in here talking to the enemy team about all this, you're able to actually figure out, hey, this is what I think happened on this point. Because Dirty, what you were saying, you felt like your team really started to get ahead around the bot play when you had Rift
Yeah.
Herald.
Once we got that Rift Herald and got it popped on the inhib tower. Because
Yeah.
like at that point we just had control of basically the entire map. Even if we had terrible vision, like we were far enough ahead that we didn't need the vision very much. Well, I mean I couldn't face check anything because I'd die instantly, but the rest of my team could do stuff, right? So
And that's another thing. We had no like early on we had fairly decent dragon control,
Yep.
but then as soon as that Herald play bot, we could not like we couldn't even go near the dragon pit because we couldn't get our vision line deep enough to like spot out the Cassidon who could just one shot me.
I do actually enjoy. I made a comment in the middle of the video, but I enjoy the fact that it was a father versus daughter, Caston versus Kaisa. Look,
I don't actually know much of the lore. Is that like actually real?
yep. Last I checked, Kaisa is Caston's daughter.
oh, I thought that was like a fan theory or something, but
Yeah,
I
I
have no
thought that.
idea.
But that makes sense. Daughter of the Void, Cassidon. Yeah,
Mhm.
makes sense.
I'll y'all can actually just go ahead and keep talking about where in the first game did you really think it started to turn? Because
There was a
Level
first
1.
game.
It was GG level 1.
okay,
As
I
soon
agree
as
with
we
Actually,
that.
yeah.
learned both flash level 1, it was over.
Although, I don't know. Wukong got so strong. Like, I think honestly, if you guys had grouped and gone for plays, like your wombo was absolutely insane with the
True.
Wukong into Oriana Ball, like, and then a Nico ulti on top of that. Like, oh man, we would have just exploded if that ever got off. But you guys kept trying to like split push with Wukong because he was really far ahead. Um, Also, I was really surprised that you went AP Nico because I was expecting like an on hit Nico.
Same.
And then you hit me with like a Q and it hit really hard. I was like, oh, he's actually going AP.
I kind of went for the one shot, and I guess the Xayah was a really good pick against that because we're ult. Like I can ult on you. Normally, as any other ADC, you're dead. But as
Yeah.
Xayah, you just ult and get away. It's kind of unlucky.
Yeah, there were. I mean, I think there were a few times where, like, I think we actually, like, as Zyra Khan, I think we actually like win most of the trades once you guys go in, but
Definitely.
we just didn't commit very hard. I think that was a lot of the problem with our team in the first game was we just did not commit. Like, there were so many opportunities that we had where we were like, okay, we can go in on this, and then the team was just sort of walking around like, I don't know if we should go in and stuff. At one point, I was just like, guys, you really just need to do things. Like, don't wait for a call. Just do what you want to do. Because honestly, you guys are good enough to like do things. Just do it.
Was
Just
that
make
around
the
the
calls.
time you initiated with your ult at Zaya?
Maybe it was near Baron Pit. I think you mean when I like jumped under the tower to kill Wu, right?
No, I'm talking about like mid lane. I think both times already dawn. Uh,
Yeah,
Oh.
Middle of the mid lane, you just like you started a fight with your ult. You taught out Oriana and Nautilus.
Yeah, it was. It might have been around that time. I can't remember exactly when it was, but it was definitely when we were around Baron, and like I tried to make a play, and it just didn't work out. And I was like, guys, like you need to start these things because I can't really do it as Zaya. And then I did it as Zaya, so like
Yeah.
maybe I was lying. I don't know.
that Baron play, like, I figured we were kind of still in the game once we got that Baron steal into like 3 kills. I thought we were
Speaking of,
back in the game.
great flash ults, Nico. I like that. When they were on
Yeah,
Baron.
and if he wasn't Zaya, that would have been a lot bigger too. Yeah, the Jax made a good steal, and then our problem there was that mid lane play where he initiated with Zaya ult, and basically they just quadra killed us, and they were so far ahead at that point it was over.
I do want to say it wasn't. Not only did that first like level 1 stuff go wrong, but it was what immediately happened within 2 or 3 minutes afterwards.
Yeah, he
Twitch
came again.
walked into
Oh
the
yeah.
blue buff, and it was like hesitation on Nautilus and Jax's part. They didn't both target the same person. Rakan came up. It just seemed like a lot of hesitation and a lot of not knowing what y'all wanted to do there.
Yeah, it was a case of miscommunication because Zaya had priority. There's a huge wave. If I missed it, I would basically be level 1 for a couple more minutes. It'd be a 3-1, and so Zaya ran up. Rakan was already there, and so I had to stay under the turret. And Rakan was also already level 2. Nautilus was level 1. It was just doomed to be
Yeah.
over.
I mean that's a bad situation. You either have to call to all in that. Like if you had rotated, you probably would have gotten the kill on Twitch because of how he passed. But like you'd still probably be in a bad spot after that. Like you either need to hard commit that your jungler is just going to give up that buff, or you need to hard commit that you're going to fight that.
Yeah,
And both of those have happened.
decisive either way.
So yeah.
And I think honestly, if your team's taking anything away from any of this, right there is the big thing. Be decisive.
Yeah.
Half plays
Oh,
do not
another
work.
thing. The first game, we got quite a few kills, and then Jax. It was when we were like we almost ended the game in the first one. Jax like stalled. He was like wandering around
Oh,
in the top jungle, debating whether to go for the Mundo or to go for the bot. We were all like, "Go bot, go bot, go bot." If he went bot, as like instantly, just made the decision, we're going bot. That he could have ended the game before they respawned.
I think your best bet to end that game was when you shoved up and you took like one of the Nexus towers, I think. You guys had
Yeah,
like 4 or 5 members up and I was the only one up. I think you guys should have just forced that. Cuz even if we had
that's the
two
main
more coming up,
situation I'm
like you
talking about.
had to just go for that cuz
You wouldn't have even been alive if he would have came down as soon as we got the kills.
yeah.
So it would have just been GG. But what can you do now?
Well, what you can do now is take all that to heart and think about it for next game. Do y'all actually scrim with each other or just as a team in general?
Oh, I wish we scrimmed. I wish we practiced it all.
We've done one, and so basically our top laner, we've only had one game with him because we did a scrim against a different team a while 2 weeks ago, and then last week it was his birthday, so he wasn't there, and we were playing with a sub, so that was our first game with our top laner, and it kind of showed because their communication was pretty terrible.
All right. Well, then there's another thing y'all can do is honestly just not even a scrim. Go into norms together and just try hard that shit. Just run it down. Make sure the enemy team can do nothing. Because if y'all run together as a 5-man, really communicating well, get a lot of practice with your communication. The enemy team, even norms, you can do ranked flats if you're able to. My team personally isn't able to do just rank differences in flats. Who plays flats?
Yeah.
Um,
It's the same with ours, but the problem is like schedules are just iffy. Like our team, we can basically never get on at the same time. It seems like the only time we're ever on all at the same time is during the game time. We've tried setting up practices. It just doesn't really work.
what about practicing before the games? If nothing else,
We did that last week. This week, some people were a bit late, but
that's something you
you
can
know,
really do. Even if you're missing one person, go into a norm like 2 hours before the game and just be like, all right, where you can just test your game plan with the games. You can get a little bit of practicing, get a little warmed up. If nothing else, that really helps to see if someone's not playing their best that day. You know, if normally you like to focus a lot of attention on bot, get the bot laner fed, because it seems both your teams like to do that, is get both bot lanes fed.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like our jungle, he's really good at peeling. He's good at engaging, and he's sometimes even good at carrying. But our top laner, the Wukong, he forms like he's kind of like an engage. Just kill that guy, and then your blue cooldowns, you're good. And my role is kind of the DPS carry, obviously, as spot laner, but uh, the jungle tends to stay. I'm not sure. Obviously, you can't look at jungle proximity, but I feel like jungle proximity would definitely be towards bot side.
Well, exactly that. But in day, a little bit like an hour or two before the games, get together, play a norm together, and maybe that day you're not doing your best. You're just not feeling it, and you don't really know until you play if you're not feeling your best. But you're not feeling your best, so instead of pathing around bot a lot, maybe your jungler goes top that day, focuses more on mid. Actually, I do want to mention something. Second game,
our
Nunu.
lanes swapped
No. Second
or
game,
no? Okay.
Nunu spent so much pressure down on Morgana. I understand you want to get the cast in ahead, but a Morgana is almost never going to get killed by Nunu.
I feel like his best bet was definitely top lane because the
Yeah,
Mundo was already kind of bullying the Darius, and there was nothing he could have done if he went top. They could even dove him probably with the healing.
mhm. That's exactly my point. It's like I I said it in the game too. I was like, why are you putting so much pressure into mid? It's a Morgana. She's just gonna black shield herself. You're not gonna get
Yeah.
much. On top of that,
I
she wasn't really pushed most of the time.
I can't really like speak for him because like I haven't played a whole lot with him, but there wasn't a whole lot of communication in the whole thing either. Um, like I don't think he's played a whole lot of Nunu. Um, but the thing is he is a mid lane main,
Okay.
so his jungle plays a little bit iffy. That's why the first game he was playing Fizz, and then the second game he was in the jungle because like our mid laner is actually a jungle main and our jungler is actually a mid main. I don't know why they don't just swap. Maybe because like that guy basically only plays Fizz, but I don't know. That's all I can really say about it.
Okay. I think that was something that actually really held you all back, like in the second game, was the fact that Nunu was only mid, and against Morgana, dainty for a Cassin just usually isn't the play. Like Cassin's not gonna be able to do much. In fact, honestly, that was something that snowballed. The red team got bot lane so far ahead because Nunu came mid so often that Dirty, y'all just walked up mid and just killed everybody.
The
Yes,
with the like
I think so.
the nature of the Caitlyn Kaisa matchup, Caitlyn obviously always has like priority in the lane, but as soon as you can engage on the Caitlyn, Kaisa just wins because she has a better all in. And so with the Nautilus, if without the Nunu's pressure bottom, we could comfortably all in, and that's the only thing that kept us in the game.
Yeah. I think like actually the Nautilus Kaisa combo is absolutely disgusting. Like it is so strong because the
It
Nautilus
is.
just has to press R, and the Kaisa can just press R on that and then just pop the AD carry. So
And level 2 with the hook auto, that's already 2 stacks of your plasma, and then you get
yeah,
the W, which is 100 damage on top of the more plasma, and it's just one shot central.
yeah, you just need to be. I think your support just needs to be a little bit more willing to just all in, or you guys just have to make the call to just go in. Because I think for some of those you probably could have just popped me, but it is pretty hard to get onto me because I was playing really far back whenever I didn't have my support.
But yeah, it was GG's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all both did wonderful. I got to you both. Had me like crying in some parts. Like when Jats made that Baron steal, I wanted to cry. I I felt so bad for y'all.
Oh, that was completely my fault too. We killed Wukong, and for some reason I was thinking that Wukong was the jungler, and so I called for Baron. And then I was like, oh wait, Wukong's not the jungler. And then Jax took it, and I was like, oh no, this is so bad.
Now see, that
But
wasn't even the issue. That was part of it, sure, but the fact is, Jats was a level behind, so
yeah,
y'all had
we could have
smite
played
advantage.
way better. But
Y'all had smite advantage, and that's why I was I was so sad. I was like, how do y'all lose this? But it's
things
just,
happen.
yeah,
You just
it's
gotta
just,
forget about it and move on, or else you tilt your team. So
yeah. Anyways, GG guys. I'll send
Yeah.
y'all both a link to the VOD. Basically, y'all can send it to the rest of the team. Look over it, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
GG. It was fun. Y'all were wonderful.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful day.
yeah, thanks for
See ya.
casting.